Hey everyone and welcome back. So today we're talking about the new episode of The Bachelorette. This was a very good episode, so let's get started. That's The Bachelorette Season 20 with Charity, and this is week 3. Okay, so the week starts off, the guys are all sitting around waiting for Jesse to come, but Charity is the one that comes in, and she says that they will be relocating to Oceanside, California, so they are all moving, but as part of a one-on-one date, she's taking one of the guys on a helicopter ride. And her first one-on-one date for this episode is Mr. First Impression Rose, who has definitely been caught in the drama already, Brayden. They go on a car ride and then they get to where the helicopter is. They get on it. I think that every bachelor and bachelorette always eventually rides a helicopter. Am I right about that? But they seem to have a lot of fun. They had a blast actually. And then they go into this huge empty stadium all to themselves. They put on some jerseys and they just play around with the ball. Poor Charity did get hit on the face with it. I feel bad for her, but then they just play with the bat, and just a really good day actually. They kissed a lot as well. Meanwhile, the guys arrive at Oceanside and they love it. They're super happy to be there. But going back to the date, they are both sitting down, hugging, all touchy-feeling, but Brayden sort of ruins the moment by saying that he doesn't know if he's going to be able to go through this entire process. And I get it, he might be jealous or whatever, but why would you say that out loud, like in such a special moment? That definitely threw Charity off. Over there in the house, the guys are sitting around and they get the date card. It's for the group date, which is going to be Joey, Aaron B, Michael, James, Aaron S, Sean, Caleb, Xavier, Tanner, Adrian, and Dan, and John. And it says, can you feel the love tonight? But can is spelled as K-E-N, not C-A-N. The presumptive one who is going to be going on the one-on-one, which is the only one missing out of the group date, is Warwick. But going back to the one-on-one, it's nighttime by then, and Charity was left a little uncertain with what Brayden told her, and they're still at the stadium, but they have a little table set up there, and they sit and they talk. He opens up. He does sound a little insecure, so she asks if he is going to be able to get through this journey and the process, and he says that he promises that he will definitely try. Then he gets a baseball and he writes a cute note on there, and she does give him the date rose. The date ends pretty good, I will say. They kiss and then some fireworks are in the background. It is then a new day and it's time for the group date. She dressed up in a pink outfit, and the first thing I thought was Barbie, because right now the movie's coming out and it's like flooded in advertisements. So I was actually right, because the group date theme was Barbie. They go into this room all decorated like in Barbie decor. JoJo, the previous bachelorette, is there with her man Jordan, and of course this was an advertising opportunity because they had like a little video that was made by one of the actors in Barbie that was just dedicated to Charity, obviously trying to incorporate things there. And the group date activity is that they're all going to dress up in the Ken doll outfits that Ken has had over the years, I guess. It was funny. And once they're all dressed up, they then go into this huge crowd of fans outside. And there's a huge stage. So what they do is that the guys have to go up there to the stage, model the outfits, and it was also like a little concert, so they had to sing. It was very entertaining. It was funny. They were creative. It was a mess, but in a good way. At least they didn't have to take their clothes off like they like to do. None of them could really sing though, but Caleb was the one who can sing, and he knocked it out of the park. But then Sean took it up to a whole new level, and he did his thing. Then he took off his shirt and went up straight to Charity and kissed her, and that helped him get the VIP award. And then it's a little bit later, it's like the after party of the group date, and Sean is feeling a little cocky. He came in singing, and the guys were pissed at him. I don't think it was that serious for them to get mad, but whatever. Charity gets there then and pulls Sean first to go talk to, And when he comes back after talking to her, one of the guys goes off on him and says, "You stole my moment." And they start to bicker, going back and forth. But again, I mean, it's each man for himself, so I don't blame Sean for doing what he has to do. And then after that, she does have a special talk with John. She talks to some of the others. Her talk with Dotun was really good. He came in strong. Like, he wasn't playing any games. He said, "You are what I want in my ideal woman." And it meant a lot to her. She started to cry, and the group date rose was given to him. Then, the following day, it's time for Charity to go on her one-on-one with Warwick. I think he's the only Asian man of the group. But Charity really likes him, and they go off on a limousine. They had an entire fair park just to themselves, and they had a lot of fun riding the rides, the carousels. They even had an entire ice cream shop just for themselves, so they get some ice cream. I was like, this is my type of date. This is fun. Unfortunately, the man had no words. They were having no conversation, no substance. He was too busy eating his ice cream. Then they go on that little table that they have in those one-on-one dates, and Charity is trying to pull anything out of him, but she can't. She's, asking, "So what happened in your last relationship?" And nothing comes out of him. It was so awkward, and they even put some awkward music in the background. It was too much. And he says that he doesn't really have any experience talking about his feelings. Like, that's just something he's not used to, which definitely I understand, because some people are wired like that. Unfortunately, she has to tell him that there's nothing there, and she says that she can't give him the rose. He looks like such a cool guy, but I mean, if there is nothing there, then there's nothing there. So the good thing is that he didn't seem too upset. Matter of fact, when she walked him out and he stepped into the van, he was sleeping. So he has gone home. He also looked very young, I will say. He kind of looked around my age, and I'm 20, so I wonder how old he is. But it's also a new day, and some of the guys are talking to Brayden. And again, he shares that he doesn't know if he's going to be prepared to go through the process where the girl that he likes is dating so many other dudes. And Aaron B already says that he's definitely thinking about telling Charity about this at the cocktail party. And that's what we proceed to, the cocktail party. She first takes Joey in. That's the one she had a one-on-one last week. He showed her something very special, letters from his grandfather that passed away. Very personal, and she appreciates that. Xavier, I didn't know, but apparently he sews, and he sewed her this blanket or something for her, and she was very happy about it. And then she talks to Brayden, who again already has a rose from the first date that she had this episode, and he seemed like he was in good spirit. They for sure have chemistry. I mean, there's no question about it. But he does act like a teenager. Like, after they kissed and he left, he was going dancing, and I mean, I get it, he's happy, but I mean, dude, calm down. And then Aaron B goes to talk to Charity. He says, "I have to tell you something about Brayden. I just can't stand when a bachelor or bachelorette contestant wastes their time snitching to them about another person." But he continues to say he's very unsure about you. He probably doesn't even want to be here. He has vocally said to us guys that he wouldn't want to be engaged to someone who dated 20 other men. And that makes her feel bad, of course, especially because she does like Brayden. So to hear that is just very irritating. She gets very annoyed, and she steps back, and Aaron B goes up to Brayden and says, "Sorry, dude, but I had to tell her about you." And Brayden thinks that makes Aaron insecure, because it's like you're dimming his light to make yours bright more, and that's a fair point, I gotta say. And then Charity says that, you know what, she would have no problem snatching that rose off of Brayden if she had to. And then she goes up to Brayden and says, "Please come with me." And she goes with him to have a talk. By the way, though, the other guys are not happy about what Aaron did, because it wasted their time also, and it makes her upset, so it just ruins it for everybody. But in her conversation with Brayden explains everything. He says, "I really like you, and I've been upfront with you. No, I don't know if I'm ready for an engagement at this moment, because we're still getting to know each other. But what I can promise you is a connection, a genuine connection." So she calms down and gives him a hug. But Brayden, oh my God, instead of being grateful and keeping his mouth shut, when he leaves, he says, well, I'm glad I didn't get my rose taken off. Like, just so immature. And then Jesse comes and says to the group that Charity has decided to end the party early again, all thanks to Aaron B. And most of the guys didn't even get to talk to her, so that's really upsetting. And they go straight to the rose ceremony. Charity goes, she talks and says that she needs someone who is willing to give it their all. And when they accept that rose that she offers, that's what they're agreeing to. So she begins to hand off the roses. She's very, very conflicted on what to do with Brayden, but she goes on. The final rose goes to Tanner. She then walks out and goes talk to Jesse. And a lot of the guys were wondering if those who didn't get a rose could possibly get Brayden's if she decided to get it back. And ultimately, she comes back and says that the gentlemen, if they didn't receive a rose, they must say their goodbyes. So Brayden is safe for one more week. So now it's been Charity's brother, Adrian, and now Aaron B, who have gone up against Brayden, and he's still standing. So Charity must definitely be feeling something with him. So 3 of those men left, and one of them included Adrian. So again, this is a lesson to all the Bachelor and Bachelorette contestants. Please don't waste your time snitching on someone else. And granted, it could be a production thing. One of the producers might be pushing them to do so to cause drama. I do get it that it's a show. But with that aside, I think it was dumb for Aaron to do that. But we're definitely going to see these relationships grow and change and develop more. I can't wait for next week. These episodes are really good and I'm really enjoying this season. So you guys, let me know what are your thoughts in the comments about this whole debacle and anything you want to tell me. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on next time. You'll have a great one. Bye.